Welcome to Beatport Live and welcome to our studio. I will show you today the Riverside Studio and our studio. We start here. This is a small kitchen with a very important machine, the coffee machine. Here are some different studios. This is the studio of David August. This is Oscar. Hello. Oh, there's the studio of Beatport and Martin Eyre. Here we go. This is a DJ Zimmer where we can do some recording, some DJ sets and something like that. It's a long way. This is the lab. The lab is a recording room for rehearsals, for bands, for DJs. And here we come to our studio. Some techno music. This is Lorenzo. Hey Lorenzo, say hello. And here we come to our main room, main studio. This is our main room, our studio room. This is Hannah, say hello.
Hi. Yeah, this is our main production room. We do everything here, from mixing to arranging to composing. But as we are 4 people in GHEIST, we sometimes split up and someone is preparing some ideas or synths or drums in another room. So luckily we have 2 rooms, which is this is one room where we prepare a lot of stuff. We have some here, it's always changing. We have a lot of analog synths. Now we have here a Prophet 8.
It's a little dark, huh?
And
dark
a
in here.
Performer MK2. Which is a 4.
Yeah, it's actually four
Four
monosynths, but you can play them.
Yeah, you can
as a
sequence
polyphonic
them, or it's super good sounding. And there's a drum machine, for example, and the rest is basic, super dark, right?
Super dark here.
We have a beautiful piano here, which is very good for getting some ideas and having some different things than synths. And yeah, this is the big room. We are a bit chaotic, so there's a Moog in the back, there's a classic Poly6, SK20. This is a Trident console from the 70s. It's a beautiful thing, but it's super hard because sometimes it's just not doing what it should do. But basically it's a very, very beautiful console, and we're using it a lot for recordings and stuff like that. Yeah, so here is the main area of finishing tracks, I would say. It's the like I said, the arranging part and the mixing part. So we have a bit of more analog outboard gear for mixing. We're using actually almost everything of it because we don't have too much, but all the stuff we bought is very selected from us, or we tested it a lot, so we know what kind of sound we want to get. And so we bought a couple of things that we thought it's important to still have them. This is the song we wanted to talk about today. It's the actual release from GHEIST. It's Colibri from Axolot EP, released on Exploited. Yeah, I would say we just have a look to the song. This is how an arrangement of us looks like. It's our typical color code, but like I said, we change a lot the files from this computer to this computer, so we always know when I get it from Lorenzo, for example. I know if it's yellow, then it's the drums. If it's like brown, it's the bass. It's always the same colors, and as we know, it's always the same structure in club songs. So we have our kicks and hi-hats and this and basses and synths and Atmos, like for example the all the, is it purple?
It's purple, right? Yeah.
Purple stuff is always, hopefully it's like that and I'm not wrong now, but usually it's atmospheric stuff. Let's see if I'm right. Yes. Thank God. So usually when you start a song, it depends on, it can be just drums at the beginning or just kicks, hi-hat, snares, or it's just maybe like this, like an atmospheric vibe from me or Lorenzo or Philou or Steve, who's coming up with a vibe, and we see if we can make a track out of that. So when we do our programming, we often start like internal if it's easier for us, so we're using software synths, but sometimes it's also very, very inspiring if you use just machines that sometimes doing random stuff and you're getting ideas from this. But in this song, as I remember, I can't really remember, but I think we started in the computer and definitely used a lot like native instruments stuff. We really like that, and Riverside is working together with native instruments, so we have good deals with them. And
sometimes we have ideas and we do them with plugins, and then we change it to original synths, like analog synths, and then we redo them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to do it in the computer and then take some synths and play around with them to change to make it a little bit more organic, I would say.
But to get an impression, I would say like it could be maybe like this. This could be a starting point, like we have some kicks, snares, hi-hats or whatever like this. And then probably, like I said, there might be some atmospheric stuff to it like this here. This is typical for us for a start, I would say. And then we think what's missing and what we could add to it. So we are checking, like just fooling around. I think we never really know where we want to go. It's like, it's just coming out of something of a atmospheric color. So what you always need is a bass, of course. As a rhythmic bass also. Sometimes, most of the time I would say we use like just subby warm basses to get like the grounding of the song. This is very important for me. And then we're adding some lead synths, we say, like synths that you really remember if you play them in clubs and people say, okay, this is this song or that song. So this is probably it's again purple. I don't know the English colors, but so this color, whatever it is
it's kind of
maybe
pink. No, that's not purple.
Pink.
That's pink. That's pink.
It's mainly the color of our lead
rosa.
synths. Yeah, right, correct. See, the color code it works. So yeah, I don't really remember what instrument it was. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. Actually, maybe it's a layer of different instruments.
Looks like
sounds like a layer.
It's even MIDI instruments. We can show it. It's a Vanguard.
It's
very nice plugin.
Only the Vanguard? I'm not sure.
And
this seems. It might always be that we dubbed it with some analog synths. That's what
looks
we're doing
like, huh?
as well.
What is this? This could be an analog one. Could be.
Maybe.
But if we come to mixing, we change lots of, also if it's some software synths in the arrangement, we change them to audio because it's just easier for the power of the computer to mix it if there are not too many software synths. Yeah, so if we have all our ideas and all the sounds that we're happy with, we start arranging. So this is the first time actually we go out of a circle or loop. Like I showed you, this one could be the loop. And then we start trying to get the vibe from starting point, from zero to where actually the idea is from us. which can take very, very long, because I think arranging in electronic music is actually the hardest thing, much harder than the composing or everything. For us. It's just, it takes hours, and I think you always have to listen from the top to know where you really are and if you don't lose the vibe somewhere. So with a track of, I don't know, 8 minutes probably, yeah, it can take you very, very long to come to the point where you are very happy. And if we are arranged, then we start with the mixing, and this is, in our productions, it's a very, very important process, because sometimes we have the composition, then we have the arranging, and then we start mixing and see again we are not happy with some sounds. So this is the part where we again change sounds and this, and sometimes we change whole patterns or rhythmical patterns, because it's just not really going together, or we are very picky then at the end. And this is another point where I can probably show you or tell you some tricks that we are using. So from the mixing perspective, we always, probably everyone does it like this. We start with the drums, and we have a routing system that we came up long ago, which means also from the buses. Can you see this? So we have a bus routing system, which means you have the aux channels here, and it's always the same thing. It's always on like channel number 3, it's the drum bus. Channel 4, if we're using one or more kicks, it's always the kick bus, then it's hi-hat bus, it's snare bus, toms, blah. From 9 on, it's synths, 10 is always bass. So again, if we just keep changing the arrangements from here to there, everyone knows this is the drum bus, the kick needs to be lower, blah, blah, blah. You don't even have to look it up in the arrangement. You can just do like a summing, mixing over this bus system that we came up. Here we also have probably always the same channels. They are very, if we put them on like it's a from us made kick drum channel, if you put them on, it's very, very hard from the gaining and EQing or everything. So you can see immediately where you could go, and then most of the time we go back and don't go so aggressive or whatever. We just keep it a bit easier. So then the whole drum is through the summing bus and then to our master chain, which is like insanely much, but it really, really works. It's also like we keep changing it for years, and it's still changing, but like this is one of a row that we really, really like. We have some classical SSL compression in here. We have the Fairchild, which is not common for us, but we use Fairchild a lot because it's the one from UAD. It's just beautiful because the transformers of this plugin, they're just really capture the original one, which means a bit less heights, and you get a rounder and more belly sound in total. Then we are using a lot of what was it again? A Kush audio. I really, really love Kush audio. They also modeled like classical analog stuff. This is a super famous EQ, and it's very, very good on the summing bus for us. Also, like if you need some more tension in the heights or some excitement on the whole song, we use the Clariphonic. It's also, I guess, a well-known plugin where you can really push the heights to, don't go too far, but it's really adding some nice color, crispy heights. Yeah, so this is our way of mixing. In general, I think we use a lot of UAD stuff. It's just very, very good plugins. And Kush audio, and what else? We get some new software synths from Roland. they really sound very, very good, very analog. And then classics like you shouldn't miss, like Sound Toys. We have the whole Sound Toys thing, which is I don't want to miss it. It's just very, very good sounding, and even some Logic plugins. Some of them are very, very good, especially linear phase EQ or whatever. Yeah, you can find your way to. You can do it with every plugins, but some of them just make your life a bit easier. So enough of the nerd talk. Let's just play the song quickly and listen to the arrangement.
Yeah, guys, we hope you had a good time with us.
See you next time.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Ciao.